Hi, welcome to the Retirement Railroad and Matinee Modeling Tip of the Day. I've talked a lot about lighting and how I use brass rods as bus bars inside of the buildings. But sometimes you get a structure that doesn't have a structure, or it's multiple structures that need to have their wiring connected, which is the case with my refinery. All right. And I put the flame on and put a quick connect RCA plug on it, but there's so many other areas that needed lighting, from the fuel rack for the trucks, the fuel rack for the rail cars, the pump house, the towers, and the list goes on. And there's really no structure interconnecting those. So let's take a look and see how I tackled this. And you'll see the refinery's off to the left, and you see the oil storage oil storage tank, which I eventually put the two brass rods for the bus bars into. And I've removed the truck fueling, the pump house, and there goes the oil storage, and there goes the refinery itself. Disconnect the RCA plug there. Then I come in with a Dremel tool with a router attachment. Okay. And the router attachment allows me to cut troughs into the refinery's base, so that the whole, as you may recall, I make all my models where they can be removed from the layout itself. Alright, so if we go and we look at this, you can see the trough there in the lower left quadrant. You can see the rotary router attachment for the Dremel tool that I use to simply make troughs from one area to another area to run the wiring in. Okay. Then what I did was I came back and I utilized some caulk over the top of the troughs to hold the wiring in place. All right, and as you can see, I'm marking out the spots to make the trough. All right. So once all the troughs are cut using the Dremel tool, then I run the wiring through those troughs and caulk it in place. And then you can see all the wiring falls right into place. And right there next to the oil storage tank, you may see right there, you can see some caulk going from the refinery into the oil storage tank, and that's where some of the wiring is. Then what I do is I come back with ballast and use that to make the area in and around the refinery gravel. All right. So here's what that looks like from an overhead view. Looking down, you can see the gravel in place and all the lighting in place. Come down, and the tower itself, you got a stack that has a flame on top. Come down, look, there's a light underneath the truck fueling rack, one over the rail fueling rack, and there's actually a blinking red light on the top of the tower to the right. And there was my tip of the day, not turning the camera off soon enough. Alright, wouldn't be one of my tips of the day without something going wrong. Alright, and I could edit it out, but hey, that's just another tip of the day, a tipped camera. Okay, so that's how I handled being able to run wires within a scene. All right, and camouflage them in place. So, I want to thank you again for joining me here on the Retirement Railroad Matinee Modeling Tip of the Day. You all have a great day now. Bye.